bad game or bad sign? Dropping the game to the Orlando Magic going down 1-0. Is that a bad game or a bad sign?
I think it's a bad game. I don't know that we can look back. We may be able to look back and say it's a bad sign, and everybody's going to see it differently, but I think it's a bad game because this offensively, we know the challenges. Defensively, that's not the team that we saw through 82 games. It's just simply not. It's not Duren in the middle. It's Ausar Thompson with 9 minutes in the second half. Like, he is one of the top 3 defenders. Even when he was in there, he wasn't the Ausar Thompson that we've come to know and love.
I say bad sign, and it reminds me a lot of the first game the Lions played this year against the Green Bay Packers, where we spent all offseason saying, I'm concerned about the interior of the O-line, and then it was an issue right away. I'm concerned about their ability to run the ball. It was an issue right away. I don't know if they can get to the quarterback. Like, all of the things we were worried about, immediately we were confronted with. Well, as soon as the Pistons play their first playoff game, can't space, don't have a number 2, trying hard on defense isn't a superpower in the playoffs, JB's rotations, like, John, it feels like a sign, kind of like the Lions' first game. These issues are going to be a problem. Maybe not in this series, but it's a sign for a team that has aspirations of making a deep run. This is a bad sign.
Okay, well, but it's also a sign that we've identified and seen throughout the course of the season. And it's, okay, who's going to score opposite Cade?
I don't know.
When that guy is not Jalen Duren, or Tobias Harris doesn't step up when needed.
And you're reminded that Dennis Jenkins was a G Leaguer to start the year.
Looks like it's going to be a tough series for Detroit. Now, remember, and this happens a lot, we tend to overreact to the first game of a playoff series, win or loss for a team. There is an overreaction. But Detroit, they're in a position now, you better win game 2 at home. Because if you lose game 2, odds are you'll lose one of those road games.
Sure.
One of those games in Orlando. Next thing you know, you'll be coming back to Detroit for game 5, down 3-1.
I'm with Boogie on that one. We've talked about this all year about Detroit. We love their style of play. We love how they're built. But who's going to be that secondary guy? Is it going to be Tobias Harris? Is it going to be Jalen Duren? Is it going to be Duncan Robinson? The problem is we're still asking that question, and the playoffs have started. The postseason has started, and Jalen Duren, just 4 attempts is not going to get it done for this team. Now, he's not a natural scorer, like Boogie just said, an automatic guy that you can put the basketball in his hands. He's going to go out and get you 20, 25 points on a given night, but he got to match up with Wendell Carter Jr. better. Carter Jr. he was 8 for 9 from the field, and on the defensive end, Jalen Duren and the bigs, they allowed 54-point paints. That's where the game come down to me. They just didn't have a stand. They didn't have that identity that we're used to them having, and they got to have somebody to be able to score the basketball. If a team just tells Cade Cunningham, you go out and you do whatever you want, but we're going to take away the rest of these guys, and we'll live with the results from that. That looks like that was the game plan for the Orlando Magic, to allow Cade to do his thing. As long as he don't get other guys involved, you can score whatever you want. And just the aggression wasn't there for Jalen Duren. Obviously, it was in Orlando's game plan to take some of his opportunities away and make the game a little difficult for him, where he can be effective on the offensive end. That has to be something that they address for the next game.
So it seemed to be a bunch of overreaction to what's going on with the Detroit Pistons. It was an overreaction with the Orlando Magic last year. Or last Wednesday, when they got blew out by Philly, and then it was like, oh, they done, and Paolo trash, and Giannis there. Paolo's the most overrated. And then what happened after that? They beat Hornets. They can get a Pistons some problems. The Pistons in trouble. They go into Little Caesars. They beat the Pistons, and now the Pistons in trouble. This is what I've been saying all year. Cade don't have no help. Who's going to help Cade score? And this is the problem with the Pistons. And now it's over with for the Pistons. And that's the one thing about the NBA or television that I have an issue with, is because it's always the extreme. It's always the extreme. It's never anything logical, practical. It's always the extreme. They lose one game, it's over with. They win a big game, they won the championship, and it's week 2 of the NFL season. So, you deal with the highs and lows and the extremes of it, but the Pistons, they came out lethargic. That we can say. They came out very lethargic. They came out with no energy, no rhythm, no urgency, none of that. But that's what the sports world gonna do. And you want to go into this offseason with the sports world saying, I told y'all they wasn't shit. I told y'all they was over it. They comparing them to the Atlanta Hawks team who lost to the Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, shit, we losing the first round to the Orlando Magic, man. Pistons ain't gonna live that down. That's damn near worse than having 14-game win. And then don't let you get swept or don't let you still lead a series and not get a home playoff win. Now people really starting to believe Little Caesars is cursed. Now that's starting to really be the narrative. So, at the end of the day, the way they came out was mad disrespectful, mad lackadaisical, no urgency. Everybody came out trash. The whole issue about it was Ron Hollins or Ashar Thompson only playing 9 minutes. He got to be more of a threat scoring the ball. He got to be more of a threat scoring the rock. So that everything you do is that they can say is a weakness, they're gonna highlight as catastrophic. You have to understand they don't like the Pistons, they don't like Detroit, they don't want to be here for the finals, they don't want to be here for the Eastern Conference Finals. They want y'all to lose. You a threat to the Knicks. The Knicks fans, they not scared of Boston. They feel like they can beat and hang with Boston. But they are a threat to you, so they hoping and praying y'all lose. But everything gonna be an overreaction. They hated Paolo last week, and this week, they love him. And now all y'all overrated. Can't nobody score. JB can't coach, or whatever you gonna hear out here. But ultimately, that was on the players. And I said this in my other video. If they don't come out and blow the Magic out, y'all might as well, if they win by a point or 2 points, you might as well pack it up. If they don't blow Orlando out, y'all might as well pack it up. This series over with. They must blow Orlando out. If this is down to the wire, even if they win this game, this series over with. They have to go out and make a statement on Orlando. They got to make a statement. If they don't make a statement, pack them up. Pack them up. If they don't make a statement, pack them up. I'm letting you know that right now. It's over with. It's over with. So it's always overreact. And that's one thing about the NBA media that continues to be terrible is that it's just always an overreaction. Either you leaning hard to the right or hard to the left. There's no logical, practical NBA, journalism going on. It's always shock value to get people to tune in. No, everybody is artificially looking to get views and saying clickbait and saying the dumbest shit to get people there. That's what you got to watch. When you see people say dumb shit, bro, you can't give them impressions on social media. You can't give them the viewership on regular TV. You got to turn the channel to turn that stupid shit off, man, in my opinion. So, but hey, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. If the Pistons blow this series, man, it's going to be, and they get swept or they get gentlemen sweep or they blow this series, man, it's probably going to be with Trajan Lane and start shaking shit up, man. That's probably going to be when he starts. And he should. Because these guys ain't improving. We need Hollins. He's still young. We need Hollins to improve his scoring. We need Asar to improve his scoring. And right now, that ain't happening. So until that happens, they in trouble. Somebody got to score. Somebody got to score. But we'll see how it goes. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.
What happened? The Pistons were really the only favorite to screw the pooch.
The Pistons didn't show up, Pat. We got jumped right at the beginning of the game. The Magic came out, got a lead, and anytime we wanted to come back, we made it close. We had no chance, and they hit a three. It was terrible.
Okay, so the Detroit Pistons
are the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and we lost to the Orlando Magic.
What's the word people say, though? What's the word people say? It rhymes with laud, but it's not laud.
Don't say it.
I'm not saying it.
It's too early to say it.
Fraud!
No!
Fraud!
I forgot what the word word was that is what people would say in this particular situation. It's one game.
It's one game.
Why is everybody burying a team for one game? And I'm only saying that strictly because we're about to get into the NHL, and Connor's going to break down what happened. So I would like to be able to utilize this excuse in about 35, 40 seconds or so whenever we get into the NHL conversation.
Right.
But on that note, you guys were supposed to be the ones this year, like the actual. This was the year, and then all of a sudden Orlando, who was in a play-in in 2 play-in games. Yeah. Paulo Banchero was getting run out of the building in Orlando.
Stepped up.
Now he's leading the team to beat the hell out of the number 1 seed. Are you guys done before this thing even begins? And then I read a stat: 11 straight playoff losses.
Yeah, that's a bad stat. People are saying that the Magic actually lost in the play-in game on purpose, so they didn't have to play the Celtics, so they could play us. I don't like that one bit, but I will say this: Cade Cunningham showed up, 39 points. No one else on the team showed up. Tobias Harris had 17. Every other player had single digits. Jalen Duren, he's like our all-pro center. He needs to step it up here. And other than that, like anytime we had a little bit of momentum where we might come back, they would just hit a 3 and they out-physicaled us. Detroit teams cannot get out-physicaled, so that was the story of the game.
Okay. Well, hey, number 1 seed will lose every once in a while. You guys will get back in there?
We'll get back in there. I'm not one bit worried.
Wire L to a play-in team.
We're a young team. That's what happens.
Oh, because normally 1 seed wouldn't be a young team. Normally they'd be pretty comfortable with the moment. Now you guys get in a big dance, and all of a sudden your dancing shoes are disappearing.
Amen.
That's not good.
Not good at all.
Well, I don't like that at all. I heard Cade. Is Cade playing?
Cade, 39 points.
He
was awesome.
Oh, shit, I love Cade.
Yeah.
So you guys stink as a team. What's
They blow.
Cade went for 39?
Cade went for 39, Tobias 17, everyone else single digits. The other guys need to step up. Jalen Duren, our center, got out-physicaled last night. That can't happen.
Oh, no.
He will bounce back. I trust these guys. I trust the coach. They'll be okay.
I like the way you said out-physicaled instead of what you wanted to say and what I think everybody else was saying.
Yeah.
I don't like that because just remember that all these guys, okay, people need to remember this on the internet and at WrestleMania maybe if they're sitting in the front row. All these guys could snatch you by your necks.
Seriously.
And lift you up like a movie. And do one of these if they wanted to.
Yep.
We got to remember that.
But they're not here right now.
No, they're not.
And he stunk.
And people are saying that the Detroit Pistons are a bunch of frauds. I don't want to say it.